pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our May board meeting. Vicki, you want to start with a roll call, please?
Councilman Baldry,
Here.
Councilman Duchesne, absent. Supervisor Underwood,
Here.
totally. Councilman Hoyt,
Here.
and Councilman Lewandowski is absent.
Okay. First order of business is to review and approve the minutes from the town board meeting on April 11th. Anyone have any issues with those?
I do not.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting, the minutes of the meeting of April 11th. May I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, seconded by Councilman Baldry.
We'll just go back and forth here.
Yeah, I guess that's what
Okay.
we'll do, back and forth.
Sounds good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Where's Phil?
He's talking.
And Jared,
Okay,
we'll get those two together. Yeah.
let's let them.
Sorry, we'll wait for you.
I told you, see, Jared, I said.
You did just say it doesn't start until we walk.
No, I said till you walked in.
Okay, well, we're already down to reports and remittances from department heads and town committees. Wendy prepared the supervisor reports through the month of April, excuse me. So we have those. The town clerk's report.
For the month of April, town clerk took in $111, building permits took in $330, planning board brought in $1,625, trash and recycle brought in $3,675. Total revenue for the month was $6,225.38. After paying DEC and Agri Markets, the check going to the supervisor was $5,742.08.
Okay, thank you, Vicki. All right, Jared,
You want to approve that?
make a motion to accept. I'd like to make a motion to accept the town clerk's report for April. May I have a second, Pierce? Second.
Second.
Councilman Baldry,
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt,
Yes.
Supervisor Leonard.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vicki. Okay, now, highway superintendent.
Well, not a whole lot to report, other than both graders are out. The trucks are dumping gravel on the roads, we're spreading it, and rolling it, trying to beat the fuel increases by the day here, so hitting it hard, and trying to get all the roads together, and if anybody that hasn't seen us yet, we're coming. You know, we got the east side of town done, and starting to head our way towards the west side of town with both graders. And that's about it. We got, I don't know how many miles of brush and ditches dug, but on rainy days, we're cutting brush and digging ditches. And anything else I gotta bring up is under new business as far as a machine to buy and some pavement work we got coming up, so that's about it for the month.
Okay. All right, anyone have anything to do? All right, for the assessor's report for April, he processed sales and escrows from the county, reviewed properties in the field, met with taxpayers, held office hours, went over new construction permits. He published a legal notice for the tentative roll book. Change notices were mailed. He filed the roll book with the town clerk, and he'd like to announce that grievance day is May 24th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Building and Codes Enforcement Tom is not with us this evening.
And the only thing he said was he has 10 building permits year to date.
Okay. The rescue squad has turned in a report. They have 11 calls with 404 total miles and 18 squad hours reported. 1 Alpha, 3 Bravo, 4 Charlie, 3 Delta, no Echo, 1 RMA, and no fire. 1 call missed, 1 canceled. They used ALS 3 times, twice with Bennington and once with Mohawk. They went to Southern Vermont Medical Center once, St. Peter's once, Albany Medical Center once, and Samaritan 5 times. 6 of the calls were in the daytime and 5 of the calls were in the nighttime. There were 6 weekday calls, 4 weeknight calls, no weekend day calls, and 1 weekend night call for April 2022. Okay, the dog control officer.
She got called out on the call.
She did?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. She was here for the meeting and was called out, so there's that. Okay, the youth program director, no, we have a report from Noel. And, yep, we definitely have one. Yep, I don't know if she's traveling or what. For the month of April, the youth program held its annual Easter egg hunt. There were approximately 20 to 25 kids in attendance. The parent applications for summer camp were listed on the town webpage, as well as the applications for any youth or adults looking to apply as a counselor or a CIT. An ad stating that we are hiring will be listed in the newspaper as well. Thank you, Noel.
Okay.
So there's Noel's report. Okay. All right, the library. I see Leanna.
Yep. So, regular books, 536, ebooks, 238, Hoopla participants, 28, which those are also ebooks. Patron visits, adults, 219, children, 8, teens, 9. We're planning on doing a plant sale, so if anybody's digging up their plants and they want to donate, we're going to be doing a plant sale the first Saturday in June, and I have extra pots down at the library. We're still doing the Legos off the bus, and that's going really strong, 15 to 18 kids every Tuesday. And I think that's about it for up and coming.
Great. All right, thank you.
Oh, we're still doing Zumba.
Zumba at the school,
Yep,
Monday nights at 6?
Yep.
Yes? Okay, good. Thank you.
till Memorial Day weekend.
Okay, so a few more sessions to go on that.
Yep.
Good. Okay, thank you, Leanna. From the state park, we have operations notice. The park is now charging on weekends $6 per car. The charge will change to 7 days a week and be $8 per car on Saturday, May 28th. The Welcome Center is still currently closed on Tuesdays and open Wednesday through Monday, 9 to 4 p.m. All pavilion rentals are now online through reserveamerica.com. And as far as programs and events coming up, they have the Lunar Eclipse Party on May 15th, yoga on May 15th at 11 a.m., and the 22nd and June 5th at 9:30 a.m. Memorial Day Sand Sculpture Contest on May 30th. National Trails Day is June 4th, and the park will be participating in the Grafton Festival on July 10th, except for it's not July 10th.
No.
The festival's the 17th or
18th or something.
Yeah. So they'll be at the festival, but we'll make sure they're there on the right date. And I will be available for coordination in June, Tamara says. That's from Tamara. And we can certainly get some of those poster form on the website. Phil, can I just pass you this?
Oh, sure.
And we have, the library has 2 passes to the state park and a pass to the Clark Museum and the Clark.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the Clark Museum, the Slater, and 2 passes to the park. And I'll put that, I put it out on Facebook before, but I'll put it out again since the park is now charging.
Yes. Okay, all right, thank you.
You didn't have the date for the Grafton Festival?
I'd have to look at my phone to see what, I thought it was July.
17, 18, whatever that Saturday is, 17th or 18th.
July 10th is a Saturday, I believe it's the 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
That's what I believe. Okay. All right, the Recreation Committee? No. The senior centers, senior citizen representatives, or the merrymakers? No, okay.
Did you get that email about using,
I did, yep, and I responded to her, yep. Did you get it? Because it was sent to Town Clerk KMW. Do you still get those? Really? Oh, good. Oh, good deal. Okay, that's good to know. All right, under communications received, we were speaking about this earlier. I got an estimate or a quote to repair the basketball court. And what we're thinking of doing at this point is soliciting for 2 additional quotes, right?
Resurfacing instead of full extraction and replacement. It will cost a lot less and get many years.
So kind of scaling back the estimate and now asking for 3 quotes to get that done. Okay.
I think that's the best way to get started.
We've got
Yeah.
2, correct?
We have 2, so we need 1 more.
But it was like apples and oranges. One was the resurfacing and the other was removal, so you can't really, yeah.
Depending on what had to be done underneath.
The one that gave the more extensive quote, we may want to revisit them and say, instead of doing that, just what would the cost be for doing the resurfacing?
Would that count as a third or just?
No, because the first one was to rip up all the asphalt and everything, check the subbase, replace the subbase if needed, then put in all new, permanent covering. That was pretty expensive. Not above the bidding requirements, but still pretty expensive. The other bid was more just the resurfacing, so we need 2 more resurfacing. And then the board can act under the procurement policy.
But we have a time thing on this, don't we?
The time thing, I'm
I
not
mean, for
sure.
Jared,
When do you want the basketball courts as soon as possible, obviously, but is there a time deadline?
Not on the estimate that I got.
Okay.
So,
but you wanna do it soon.
well,
I mean, before the summer's over.
yeah, because prices are going,
Yeah.
through the roof. But, yeah, I think it's just time we just do something with that.
I
We
do
talked
too.
about it for, some time now.
Yeah.
So do you want me to run that ad also?
It doesn't need to be an ad.
It doesn't, under the
No.
procurement policy, you don't have to pay to do an ad. You can just get the 3 written quotes from people that do that kind of work.
Then we have,
So we would be
I was just
voting on
wondering if
this
they actually have
next.
3 people that they can ask.
Yes, at the next.
Well, they have 2 they know of. The one that gave the quote for doing the full pullout can now give a new quote just for resurfacing. And then the other, we can't name the names, but the other outfit Jared has a quote from did give a quote for just doing the resurfacing. So we just really need the first outfit to give us a resurfacing quote and then find 1 more to give us a quote. And I think we're channeling everybody through Jared for the most part to have him tell them, here's what we want, and then they'll submit the quotes, but ultimately they gotta get to your office.
Okay.
Okay. All right, moving on to new business. There's some items that Vicki asked us to put on.
The ethics board had requested secure filing cabinet or something here to store records and files. They want something that's obviously not accessible to anybody but accessible to them in a safe place. So I don't know if we have a file cabinet available that we don't have 100 keys to, or if we need to order them a new one.
We probably have filing cabinets we could empty out and, find a filing cabinet and then rekey it.
Okay.
Just for,
As long as it's secure,
as long as it's secure.
and
And
that it's in a place that we have access to.
would you want it in the conference room? Would that be the most, and then just you have keys
Yeah, that would be ideal.
for the conference room?
Actually, what would be ideal is Vicki's office, because there are many complaints will come to her originally, or through her. We have an email address, sometimes written complaints are submitted and they'll be mailed here. So if that's a possibility, her office is a possibility, I think it would be best.
So you'd only have access to it when Vicki had hours or her deputy had hours?
Or is that, inaccessible to us? Would it be inaccessible to us if she wasn't there?
Vicki's office?
Right,
No, I mean, not in my
Yes,
opinion,
it
it
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
be, no.
accessible unless one of us was available.
okay.
Conference room would be, though.
Yeah, okay, let's do that then for now, see how it goes.
Some of the other town agent, like the Historical Society has a key and they are able to get in and get into their filing cabinet. And, you know what I mean, so it's not unusual if you
Right.
feel, yeah.
All right, we'll give that a shot.
Okay.
Pardon me, but we're not looking for a 4-drawer unit, I think 2 would be fine.
Get your 2-drawer unit.
But it has to be secure.
Post office box 80, is that?
I reached out to the associations of towns, and there's no law saying that the town clerk has to have a separate post office box. So I don't understand why we're paying rent for this box year after year, and I get one bill in it every 2 to 3 months. I've reached out to Main Care twice to get them to change it to box G. We'll have to reach out to them again, but I just can't see continuing paying for this box when we don't legally need it.
You found out you're not legally compelled to have a separate
Nope.
box?
And I have the email from the associations of town lawyers saying that that is not required. So
Get rid of it.
let's just get rid of that. I don't know if you have to do that, or if I can do it, or
So what address will you use?
box G.
Yeah.
And box 80 was always the town clerk box, but like I said, I can't see paying $150 a year for a box that we don't need.
I can,
What bill comes to that? That's, you only get one.
Just the Main Care bill. And that why, I don't know.
Okay.
And like I said, I've reached out to them twice and they
You
still
just put in an
haven't.
address request change to the postmaster, and they would just take that letter and
Right.
put it in your new
You'd think
box.
they would
That
anyway,
eliminate it.
Anyway,
I'll mention it to Lisa tomorrow at the post office and see what we
yeah,
can do to get it
see what
closed.
we gotta do to close it.
Okay. All right, good job. But my phone is dinging because former Councilman Crandall let me know that the festival is the 16th of July. Okay, so it's July 16th, Summer Festival. Okay. All right, so we're 86 in PO Box 80, okay. The webpage.
Just tell Main Care, new address.
Huh?
If you just tell Main Care your new address, they're going to mail, they won't mail it to the PO box.
Right. Webpage. I was just thinking, is it necessary that we maintain like the state park page and the library page? I mean, they both have websites, we could have links sending them.
A lot of people do that.
I mean, the libraries, you know, it's a community library, so that's, I'm all right with it, but I don't understand why I have to post stuff for the state park. It's weird. And they drop stuff in my box all the time and ask me to post it. And it just doesn't make sense. They have an extensive website. I mean, we can have a link to their website on the page. I just don't see why I need to maintain
I
that.
mean, when did that start?
It's been on there forever. We've always had the state park page.
So that's promoting their programs
Right,
through us.
yes.
Can we do anybody else?
No. It's not like we do the wedding
I mean,
barn.
you do it
or-
for the state, you'd have to do it for some other people.
Right, so, or I don't do it for
No,
the
you
Dyken
don't.
Pond Environmental Center.
Yeah.
Why do I need to do
But
it
if
for
you
these
just put
people
a
who
link there,
have?
then they can click on it and go right to the state page.
Pardon?
Is that what you're
Correct.
saying? You can put a
Correct.
link on it, they
It's
can
a
just
link, yeah.
hit the link and go right to
Is
their
it a
own page.
link now?
No, it's actually a state
So
park.
You actually put the information.
Right, they send me
on.
their little
She's got a
flyers.
sub-page, she's got a
Yeah,
sub-page on our
yeah.
website for the state park.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah, I
didn't
don't-
see that.
I-
I have looked at the
Like,
site.
it's under town life, and I just don't get why we do it.
Are we good?
But I didn't
Yeah.
wanna just take them off
Just
without,
posting links, sure, right?
Yeah,
That'll free up space on the website too, right?
right.
for us.
Okay, closings and summer hours?
I was just wondering if there's any closings, like for recycling, that I need to get posted or in the paper, Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. Do you know what you're
Memorial Day,
doing?
Labor Day for sure. 4th of July, depending on the other holidays, what days they fall on. If they fall on a recycling day, we would close. If they fall on a Tuesday or a Thursday or something, we would just,
So Memorial Day
July
for sure
4th is on a
closed?
Monday.
Memorial Day and Labor Day, yes.
Okay, so 28th closed for sure, of May. And then the 4th of July is a Monday, so
Maybe open.
good with that one. And then Labor Day is the 4th of September, so we can close that one, the 3rd for
You're gonna
sure.
be closed just Monday or Saturday and Monday?
We don't open Monday. Or, oh, what do you mean?
Sorry, yep, I'm sorry,
Okay.
totally off on that one.
Okay. So Memorial Day, Saturday closed, Labor Day, Saturday closed, 4th of July, Saturday open. Makes sense. Probably the same with the clerk's office?
Hmm?
Those Saturdays closed as well?
I think I will probably be open on the Saturdays. I won't be open on the Mondays yet, so holiday, so that Monday night I won't be open.
Mhm.
But I just want to get them posted in the paper just so that we have them.
Okay. All right, petty cash funds?
We've discussed it a couple times. I have part of the highway department, I have part of the youth program that we need to get reconciled and get them to the correct departments.
So they hold it all, right? Get them
They
reconciled.
hold it all, and if they don't need what they have, then you guys can look into reducing what they have, so
Okay.
that it's not just money sitting around. That's up to you guys. But they've been sitting in my office for a while, and they, like I said, they need to be reconciled and sent to the right departments.
Okay. We can work together with Wendy on getting that figured out. Right?
The department heads need to give me the rest of the money of the 500 that they're supposed to have in their things, and then I'll just give them the whole box, and then it's up to them to make sure that it's,
Okay, so we're talking highway superintendent and youth director, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, I'll reach out to Noel for hers, and Jared, you can meet with Vicky directly,
Yeah, it's easy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, credit card machine?
I gave you guys a proposal for the 3 different options we had that I looked into. There's one that, and I don't know how to say it, Elevon, I think that's how it's said. They currently work with our court. That's our first option. They charge a 2.99% charge to the customer. WorldPay, who works with, they're part of Elevon, but they're still a little sub-company. They're 2.9% plus 30 cents. Both of those companies charge you $349 for the machine. Pioneer Bank, which we work through, there's no cost for the machine or the setup. It's 1 to 4% depending on the amount of the transaction. And it's a $39.95 monthly fee per account. So like if Amanda had it for tax collecting and I had it for mine, it would be $40 a month, so it'd be $80 a month. And they can also shut off Amanda's after she doesn't need it anymore. And there's a quarterly insurance charge of $28.80. So that's a pretty expensive option. MSB, which was one that Phil had forwarded me the information on, actually seems like one of the better deals. If we actually wanted the terminal, it'd be very expensive, but they can set it up so that we can process it right through our computer system or our phone, which would be no cost. It's 2.35% transaction fee to the customer, and they charge that directly to the customer. It's nothing to do with us. And that also has the multiple account capabilities. Amanda could use it, I could use it. The gentleman from there is more than willing to do an online presentation with us if you guys wanted to go through that and actually talk to him.
They got chosen by another municipality because there was no charge to the municipality for anything.
Right.
That's why they look good.
Do you think that'd help do business? Do you get a lot of people that want to use credit cards?
I got a lot of people that want to use their cards, and I just see the amount of people that go to Petersburg because for like hunting licenses and stuff. And like if you go to like Dick's Sporting Goods, well maybe not Dick's Sporting Goods, but like the regular gun shops, Smitty's or whatever, they won't take a credit card because they're getting charged $5 or $6 a transaction, and they're only making 30 or 40 cents. But with this, they're charging the customer directly. It's not coming out of the town's not being charged a fee.
And the,
And it's,
is it going right into your town clerk account and right into Amanda's
Yeah.
tax collector account, so there's a holding section for it? You know what I mean? Like,
the money that belongs to us goes directly into our account. I do believe the MSB, what they do is kind of like NCON does. Their fee will go directly to my account, and then but I'm not even sure that's the one that does that. I think that's one of the other ones. Then they have to have access to my account, which was another reason I think that would rule that. I didn't particularly like that because I don't want them to have access to my account.
MSB shouldn't be going into her account.
right? They'll just be depositing revenue.
The money
from
that's
off
the
card.
town's money comes to the town account,
Right,
and then the amount that the customer is charged goes to MSB.
okay.
I mean, tax bills, larger tax bills, people probably are not gonna wanna use that one because that 2.35 is gonna add up a lot, but, for a
But
$25 fishing
I gotta
license.
tell you, that's what the other municipality got it for mostly, because a lot of people like to pay their tax bills locally instead of mailing in a check and stuff, and they were paying with credit cards. So,
So why did you say they go to Petersburg?
Huh?
For their licenses, to use a credit card?
The couple times I've worked with Deidre, she's, new down there, and I've gone down and worked, and the amount of people that come in and use their credit card to get
So they-
hunting, fishing
They
licenses,
have it.
dog licenses, all of it. It was amazing to me. I really didn't think people would be that into it, especially when you get charged, 2.35% may not seem like a lot,
I mean,
but,
the court has credit
huh?
machines.
correct.
Yeah, the court here.
Yeah.
We've had those for years. So you want to do that?
I'm thinking that it may be the way to go. We really do get a lot of people that come in and they're like, and then I'm sending them to the store to either get cash or,
Yeah, let's see.
it's just something to look
You gotta
into.
ask me over there if you take credit.
And same thing, if we're gonna redo the trash thing, that might be something where people are gonna want it.
Do you think you would pick people up that would pay that way?
Well, there's a few that ask,
Okay.
but some just cash or a check.
So what do we
For
need to
for the
do?
same reason though, it
Yeah.
costs you a lot of money. My son owns a coffee shop, $1.84, and they use a debit card,
Yeah,
and boom, right off the top, he loses
yeah.
on $1.84. And they do it, 50, 60 times a day, it adds up.
It does, I agree with that.
Hmm.
What do we need to do if we want to do this?
Pardon?
What do we need to do?
I would suggest you do the conference with the guy from MSB just to answer all your
Yeah,
questions,
I
see
do.
exactly how their product works. And then if you like it,
Yeah.
you guys would approve a contract with them.
And how long is that contract?
Oh, usually it's year to
Year
year,
to year, right?
and there's a termination provision in there.
Yeah, we should do that. Listen to this guy. If he's offered it.
We could try it for a year and if we found that it
It's
wasn't,
nothing we can't back out of if we
Right.
decide to.
do you want me to contact him
Yeah.
and see when he would be available or
Mm.
maybe one of our workshop meetings or something he could do?
Yeah, preferably workshop.
Mm. MBS, that's the name of the
Yes.
company?
Isn't it MSB?
MSB.
MSB, okay. Okay, and then the next item is electronic date / timestamp.
You had brought up something about getting one that's electronic. Do we want to spend that kind of money to get an electronic one?
Did you look at any prices?
There's one that I think will do what we want, and that starts out at $105.
Right?
We can go up to $500-600.
Right.
I just don't know if we want to spend that kind of money on something that stamps a date and time, or
Right,
of just a regular hand stamp that whoever can sign and
fill in the dates.
fill in their date and time and the initials and.
Right. The stamp I was thinking of is an electronic one, we used to have them in the civil office, at the sheriff's office, and it changed by itself. It was like, ran like a clock, just plugged in electric, and it just So it was unsusceptible to manipulation of anything. It just was, that's when you got it, you know? So that was the more high-tech one I was thinking we might get, but,
I don't know.
up to the board, you know?
I just wanted to know, because I don't want to look into a bunch of them and then you guys say, well, we're not going to spend a couple $100 on a stamp machine.
Was that $105 one that would operate like that?
As far as I can tell, the only thing that was, it was programmed, you had to program it through the computer or your cell phone or something, and I was like, that's just strange.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
Staples didn't have a whole lot of choices, because then you went up to like $500.
Okay. Okay, so that bears some more checking into.
There may be other
I need more info.
entities that we can get them from.
What's gonna work?
Right? Okay. So we need more info on that. Okay, under old business,
I got a couple things on new business.
oh, new
that-
business, okay, yes, sure.
It's my fault, not Vicky's, that it didn't make the agenda. Three things really. One is, I put out in the paper to get bids on new doors, overhead doors for the town garage. With the cost of heating fuel and everything it's gonna be. We talked about doing it last year anyhow, so I just put it in there to get bids on new doors so I'll have those for the next meeting. I put it out for bid for a humble but an older grade all because I just wanna get more work done in town. Like we have one machine and to dig ditches and to clean up the sides of the roads, and I just wanna get more done, you know, on those days. And it's just for an older machine, nothing crazy. So I'll have those, and then this other stuff, I gave you guys a couple of copies. The schedule for some of the paving companies is a little crazy, but we have 280,000 we could spend this year. I wanna spend 150 to resurface Steve Odell Road, and Dumbleton Road, and people have asked, you know, why are we doing these roads and not my road? And the truth is if we don't redo these roads this year, we're gonna lose them. Like, they're falling apart. We'll catch them this year, but if we wait another year, they're crumbling as we speak. We can get away with, the estimates here for roughly $100,000 for those two roads. If we wait, they're gonna go so far, we'll have to rip them up like we've done other roads like Josh Hall, and it'll be at least double. So that and the extra money here, I wanna, you know, get around 150,000 so we can finish up the projects from last year, the shoulder widening on Josh Hall, the Dunham. While we're there, we'll do Steve Odell and a couple other miscellaneous things around, but that was, that's what it is. That's why I handed you guys this stuff tonight. So like, it's, we gotta get probably right up, because we're piggybacking off the county bid, so it's the same company that did it last year. So we just gotta write up a resolution, I guess, right, Phil?
Correct, to piggyback.
Yeah, right.
If you have money in your budget for paving, but it's gonna be done by our people, then you wouldn't have to do an outside contract. But if you're doing an outside contract with one of the companies that bid on the county bid, then we would have to have that approved through the piggyback resolution the county did.
Sure. So which our people will be helping them, but it's just too much of a project to do ourselves. So we're gonna do the trucking and the flagging and stuff, and we'll get other towns, whatnot. I've already started making the phone calls to help out like they did last year with the trucking, because the longer we wait, the more expensive it's getting. We all see it by the day, you know.
Is Peckham, are they looking for you to book it, like, now?
Yep, yep, because it's just, they called and asked, you know, can they do it sooner than later, just to try to get close to these prices, because they can see an increase weekly, so.
Phil, if he's got the money to spend and we can piggyback on the county, do we have to do anything?
You guys have to approve the piggyback.
Resolution. Okay.
You could call a special meeting to do it, or you could do it at your next regular meeting.
Does that push out too late for you? It does push out too late for you,
They called Thursday
right?
and said, hey, you know, we can get here. Not really sure 100% if it would be before our next meeting or not.
As soon as you get that piggyback bid in, let me know, I can slap a resolution on it, these guys could review it at a emergency meeting.
What do I gotta get for it? I mean, this is the bid right here.
The one the county did from Jimmy Gordon, you would just ask him for a copy of the one where they approve these guys to provide the paving services to the county.
Alright, whatever I gotta do, I'll get it tomorrow. That's a guarantee.
And then to you,
If I
Yeah.
knew better, I would've had it tonight.
and then to us.
Right, so I can start drafting up the resolution now,
Okay.
but that information he's gonna get from Mr. Gordon is what we have to put in the resolution. You know, that we're piggybacking on the county bid such and such, and then we would attach a copy of that quote.
It sounds like a lot of it can get done, most of it can get done via email
Oh, yeah,
with Jim Gordon and you
Absolutely.
two gentlemen, and then I'm available for an emergency meeting when we need to, so, right? And we can just convene and call a quick meeting and.
yep, we could get it done tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, this is just about because the prices are going up drastically, and it's only gonna cost our town a ton more money if we push it off, that's all.
I agree that the roads that you've picked are,
Yeah.
it's timely, you're right. I think
Right,
you
that's
made
why
the right
last year
decision.
we reditched those roads and changed the culverts that were bad in all of them, so
Mhm.
there's no point of paving over old pipes and things.
Okay, all right, so you two gentlemen are on that, and then we'll hear back where we stand? Yes?
Yep.
Yep.
Good.
So an emergency meeting,
I call it, what do I gotta give, 48 hours notice or whatever? Just-
On an emergency
Yeah.
meeting, you don't have to even give
Just-
48, as long as you have 3 people that can show up. We would immediately post it on the website that we're having the emergency meeting, so we can let the public know as much as we can in advance, but because you need to get this done so fast, there is no set rule that it has to be a certain number of hours, minutes, or anything.
Are we-
So theoretically, it could be done tomorrow.
Correct?
Are we bound by that new thing that the governor
That
passed?
applies to non-emergency
Non-emergencies,
resolutions.
okay, all right. Yeah, right.
I mean, mowing the park, I know we're fine.
I'll be stacking the lumber.
Yeah, originally it was supposed to, we were gonna be like
Manual one,
mid-June,
$94.
July,
That's the
so I
best
wasn't-
one.
I wasn't in
And the
any
other
big hurry to bring it up.
Okay.
And then they
They
called
go
and said,
from
can we get on your
$300 up
schedule
to-
because
She
it's,
doesn't
they
like
can
the
see an
fact
increase in the future.
I
I
could
said,
like
sure,
any date or
I'll
time.
just, bring it up tonight.
Okay,
I'll send you
okay, sounds like we're
one
underway.
of the other kind that's very good.
Yes. Yeah, at this point, can we harken back to the dog control officer, because you were nice enough to come back? You wanna give her a report?
Oh, I just got finished with 2 dogs, so they're in my truck now. I'll meet up with the owners when they get back.
Oh,
It's been crazy. Every day I'm getting at least 2 calls of dogs barking, dogs going after people walking, dogs loose. It's out of control this year and I don't know what's going on. Something's gotta change though.
where
We
is
need to
that
start
mostly
licensing and
happening?
tagging. What was that?
Where is that happening?
Between here and Petersburg, mostly a lot here, especially with, people being out walking now and sightseeing. A lot of people are complaining about being approached by dogs, being chased down by dogs, people riding bikes being chased by dogs. It's getting pretty bad, especially because we're so lenient with leash laws.
Do you know who owns those dogs?
I've had people give me addresses and names, a lot of, yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're not collared, or they don't have any tags, or?
even if they are, they can't be leaving their property. If you can't keep your dog in your property, you gotta contain it, because it's dangerous. We can't have people potentially getting bit just because they're going for a walk.
Well, right, no.
We're so lenient with leash laws because we're such a small area that people kind of take advantage of it, and just let their dogs wander. But something's gotta change, because I'm gonna get a call one day about a dog hit on the road.
Yes, you will, for sure.
I just don't want it to come down to
Oh, sure.
really cracking down on leashes. That would be unfortunate. I'm just trying to figure out a way to work with people and keeping the dogs on their property without making them build a fence or making them chuck a leash on them, but some people are not very keen on the idea of containing their animals, so.
Do you
Work in
do
progress
anything-
this year.
Do you do anything with the court?
I haven't yet, but if it comes down to it, I'm gonna have to.
Okay, thanks.
no consequences, no change in behavior.
That's right.
Yeah, I like to try to give people the benefit of the doubt first. Try.
You promote what you permit.
All right, under old business tonight, the town has the opportunity to participate with Rensselaer County in a hazardous waste materials disposal event that they're having. And there are some upcoming dates, and they forwarded us the contract to, and allow us to participate. So the date that we're eyeballing is August 23rd in Brunswick, but we're actually gonna review the contracts and see what sort of items they're gonna take and see if it's actually gonna be worthwhile for Grafton to participate. So Councilman Beaudry's gonna take a look at that contract with his keen eye for recycling and let us know his thoughts on it. So stay tuned on that. And then we had, I had on the agenda an update for the youth director's recommendations for the donated bottle money, but I don't have that tonight. I think Councilman Lewandowski was working on that, and in his absence, we're gonna skip over that one.
Well, I just wanted to say that I think people saw that in the paper about the county executive is gonna put some money up for sports teams. So I think Grafton should take a look at the possibility of going after some of that money.
That's a great idea.
That would be my recommendation.
What kind of sports teams?
Any, and we could come up with something, I mean, it was a while ago that I knew this was coming, but he put it off till now, so we're going into the summer sports programs for kids, and I think we ought to try to get some money for Grafton.
And it's not just teams, it is sports programs.
Yeah,
So
we could come up with something in town,
Nice.
for sure. I'll work with Noel on that. We'll come up with something.
Great. That sounds great, definitely. Okay, we're at public comment, the privilege of the floor. Reminder, the public comment is limited to 5 minutes per person. Be mindful the public comment portion of the meeting is a privilege. All comments and statements shall be directed to the town board. Please refrain from any personal attacks, name calling, or derogatory public comments toward individuals. And Councilman Beaudry is our timekeeper. And, all right, do we have anything from, yes, Mr.
I just want to restate my invitation to the town council as well as the justices and their clerk, your secretary, Madam Supervisor, for setting specific times for training of our ethics code. We saved the best for last. We were going to leave the town council for last. But there are some delinquents who have not either responded or come up with more than one excuse as to why they couldn't attend. And we just aren't going to chase people down. The code is in effect, and if they choose not to learn about it and what their responsibilities are, they could well be affected negatively by it. Nonetheless, we would certainly like to get this finalized. In addition, there are financial disclosures required by some of the folks, the town council being one group, and while we have received some, there are others that are also delinquent. So we'll not publicize those names just yet, but if it gets to the point where they needed the kind of influence that the gentleman in the rear of the room was talking about, then we'll do that.
Okay.
Just so you know, too, John, there's a box that we made in the copy room that says ethics board on it.
Okay.
The man does something in there,
Oh, good.
so, and you might have a couple other ones in there.
Great. I'll check on that today.
Okay, thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Right, anyone else from the floor tonight? Yes, Ann Calabro.
Hi, yeah, I get good responses from the town clerk when I have requests or problems. But the website is really starting to be a problem. It's really, it's a jumble, and it's really hard to find anything. And she had sorry, I have to say she, the audit was listed on the front page, and then it disappeared, and then it came up under budgets, which isn't very easy to the whole thing isn't easy to navigate. So I just want to put it out there that it's really a mess right now. And I had a suggestion that maybe you change, you have the part where Grafton shines, something special about Grafton. It's been on the Peace Pagoda for almost at least a year and a half now. There are other things in Grafton, not a lot maybe, but you got Dunham Reservoir, you got the Dike and Pond, you got the state park. There are things available, so why can't we change it once in a while?
Because I don't consider that a priority. I'm trying to get the website set up so that
Right, I
the forensic
understand.
audit doesn't disappear on us, like it has 3 times now.
The link isn't working right now either.
I just reset it, did it?
Okay, I don't know, when I
At 6
came in
o'clock.
tonight, it was not working at 7.
Okay.
So, that's it, thank you.
Potentially, potentially. But, I mean, all the support we can give Vicki in the meantime to help her, keep it up to date for the council. Sorry, sidebar on that, okay.
Sidebar, sorry.
Anything else with that, Ann, or tonight?
No, that's it,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Anyone else tonight from the floor? Going once? Okay, thank you. Tonight, we don't have any fresh motions or resolutions, but we do have bills to pay. So I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills as audited. They are vouchers number 207 to 243 for a total of $23,573.74. May I have a second?
No, second.
Seconded by Councilman Beaudry.
Councilman Bowdre,
Yes.
Councilman Hoyt,
Yes,
Supervisor Duncan.
Yes. The next meeting will be our workshop, which will be May 23rd at 6:30 PM. Legislative privilege, gentlemen? All set? Okay, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this evening in memory of Donna Brock and Kevin Munn. May I have a second?
second.
All in favor? Aye.